Welcome back to Art with Foxfit Crafts. Today you guys are going to get to watch the time lapse of this Donald Duck comic book blank project. With this comic book cover, it was given to me with the idea of doing a Wizard of Oz Donald Duck crossover for this, because that is a little bit more in-depth. It does involve multiple characters. I wanted to go ahead and sketch it out digitally, make sure I liked the way it looked, or at least come up with the idea for it before I tried transferring it onto the comic itself. I wanted to go ahead and have the piece mimic one of the original promotional pieces for Wizard of Oz, that really iconic picture of the four of them standing on the golden, brick road. So just went ahead and went through and did a little digital sketch to make sure I liked how the characters looked, liked where they were going to be standing. So I will say I definitely like sketching or doing the pre-sketches digitally first. It helps with the paper consumption. It helps me resize things, move things around. So I mean, as you can see, I can shrink a character down, I can move them here and there, and while I can do this with normal paper, it is harder to do. And so again, for these multiple character pieces, I may stick to doing them digitally before going through and doing my traditional media that I would. With this piece, it was really a big matter of who was going to fit where, how was I going to have all the characters showing, who was going to fit each role. So I know that there are other like Minnie Mouse as Dorothy parodies, but since this comic is featuring Donald Duck, it just seemed right that Donald Duck would take the place of Dorothy. And so from there, figuring out, okay, who's going to be Tin Man, Scarecrow, Lion, which was fun. So after getting everybody digitally, moving them around, again, figuring it out, I like that I can move them. I then took it and traced it loosely onto my comic book blank using a whiteboard. Went ahead and jumped into inking and lining the piece. Now, in retrospect, I should have done more of the digital work and details instead of using the red colored pencil, because it did not want to erase. I went over it with an eraser quite a few times and you could still see red. Comic book blanks, for some reason, just do not like to erase well. And I've tried different erasers. I've tried polymer erasers, kneading erasers. It just does not seem to want to erase. So that is something I'll keep in mind next time, that I need to do more of my sketch work and just line it on the comic book blank, since it's not going to erase, unless that's part of the style. And that's, sometimes a piece of art looks really good with the kind of rough sketchiness behind it. It adds a little extra layer, extra texture to it. But with Donald Duck, that's very clean, crisp, cartoony. You don't want that sketchy look underneath. all that being said, the piece still turned out really well, even with the little bit of red from the sketch pencil. With the background, just lots of greens, kind of swooping grasses, little flowers, to mimic the original promo poster artwork. Adding a few extra touches like my stamp, and then doing our big reveal. If you're a fan of Goofy, Donald, Mickey, Pluto, Wizard of Oz, let me know in the comments below. I think this was a pretty cute mash-up. I enjoyed working on it, so thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you next time.